Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Hasbro G.I. Classified 6-inch scale Crimson Guard. I believe this is going to be one of Cobra Commander's elite guards. At least that's what he's going to be in my action figure world. He has that red outfit. Kind of reminds me of the Royal Guards from Star Wars. I ordered this figure from Amazon, and he's an army builder. I actually ordered 4 of these figures at the exact same time, but I placed them in separate orders in case I found one at the store and had to cancel one. Weird thing is, I received 2 one day, 1 a couple days later, and then 1 a day after that. Very odd as I ordered them all within seconds of each other. So let's go and take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, ages 4+, little warning, G.I. Classified Crimson Guard by Hasbro. Here he's in the package. Looks like he has sword, gun, sidearm, maybe a knife, sheath, magazine, and a backpack. Here's a couple of Crimson Guards right there. One side of the package, got some Cobra insignia. This is the 50th figure in the G.I. Classified line. Kind of a milestone here. Makes you wonder what they're going to do for the 100th figure. On the back side here is the entire G.I. Classified universe. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case it helps anybody. So no further ado, let's open him up. And I did get 4 of these figures. Army building at its finest. Army building is one of my specialties. Love doing it in all the different action figure lines I have, especially G.I. Classified. There are a ton of army builders, and they're all on the Cobra side. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a rifle with a bayonet, blade on the end, removable magazine, a pistol, sidearm, a knife, a sword and sheath, and his backpack. But before taking a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is the Crimson Guard, another army builder on the Cobra side. He's got kind of an odd looking helmet. You can see his 2 eyes there. He's got a mask, a little breathing slot here. I'm not sure what that thing is on his forehead. Not a logo I'm familiar with. Cobra logo here. Some insignia. This guy's in kind of a fancy dress outfit. An officer. I imagine he's been through a lot to get promoted to this position. He's got a little sort of sash across his shoulder there. Holster for his pistol. Holster for his knife. Double jointed elbows. Double jointed knees. Overall, very good looking figure. Happy to have some elite guards to army build for my Cobra team. And here are all 4 of them out of the package with their accessories laid out. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Yeah, it looks a little bit weird. It's definitely going to protect him from harsh environments and conceal his identity. Now let's take a look at his accessories. And let's start off with his backpack. So here's his backpack. It's got the Cobra logo on the front. A couple different shades, mostly black, but it's got some dark gray in the middle there. It's got a flap across the top. A lot of sculpting detail. All the different buckles. A little sort of thing here on the side. Gonna hold one of his accessories probably. Got a peg on the back to attach the peg hole. Not a bad accessory, that's for sure. Here he is, wearing his backpack. Can't tell too much from the front, but go ahead and spin him around. Now for his knife. Not too much to say about this. It's a knife. Blade looks good. A little bit jagged on the back. And the handle here. Nice sculpting detail. A little Cobra head, snake head on the back there. Here's the Crimson Guard, holding his knife. And here he is, holstering his knife. Now for a sword and sheath. Sword has a pretty nice handle. You can see the sculpting detail in the grip. Snake head on the bottom. Blade looks pretty good. And of course, you've got the sheath that'll actually hold the sword. A little peg to attach to his backpack. And here's the Crimson Guard, holding that sword. And then, holstering his sword. The sword and sheath attached to the side of his backpack. Now for his pistol. Just a simple sidearm. Nice sculpted detail on the grip. It's all black. Looks just fine for a pistol. Here's the Crimson Guard holding his pistol. And here he is, holstering the pistol onto his leg. Now for his rifle. Has a removable magazine and a bayonet at the front. Looks pretty good. A lot of sculpting detail in this thing. See where he can carry it at the top. It's got a knife attached. That's where the magazine's going to insert. Here it is, fully assembled. And here's the guard holding the rifle. He can hold it with one hand or with two hands, his left hand supporting the barrel. Here's the Crimson Guard holstering his rifle onto his backpack. I love the fact this guy can holster all of his accessories at the same time. The knife, the pistol, the rifle, and the sword. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's look at his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying at about 6.5 inches tall, which can translate to about 16.5 centimeters. Now for his articulation. His head here, of course, it goes from side to side. You can look up about that far, down about that far. Not too bad. Tilt his head from one side to the other a little bit. Shoulders, a ball joint. Goes out 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows that go all the way in. His wrists can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Traditional ab crunch, forward and back. Ball joint his waist, rotate around, forward and back a little bit there as well. Legs, complete does the splits. Ball joints. He's got the drop down hips, they look bad like this. Push it back in. Does increase the range of motion there. They go forward that far, back not much. He's got thigh cut below that. Double jointed knees. A boot cut. And his ankle here. Forward and back. Tilt rock. No traditional rotation. That's where the boot cut comes in. For this next scene, we're going to switch to one of Cobra's many underground bunkers. A closer look at Cobra Commander with his Royal Crimson Guards next to him. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other Hasbro G.I. classified figures. Here are all four of these Crimson Guards. The latest army builder in the G.I. classified collection. Here's the Crimson Guard next to the other figures in this wave. We've got Dusty and Serana. A very solid wave to say the least. And here they are, next to a couple of Cobra Commander figures. Now there is a third variation that I don't have. It's the light blue Cobra Commander. I believe he's dubbed Regal Cobra Commander. Now let's check him out, next to some other Cobra army builders. Here he is, next to Target exclusive Cobra Trooper. This guy was super hard to find the first time around, but he had a re-release since then. Then, they released a very similar figure. This is the Cobra Infantry. It's exactly the same, except it doesn't have the goggles or the red armband. I got 12 of these guys. Army building at its finest. And here he is, next to another similar release. This is the Cobra Officer. I got 4 of those guys. And now, next to some red ninjas, another army builder, of which I got 4 of. They also released these blue ninja 2-packs. I got 4 of those. Here's the Crimson Guard, next to 4 Cobra Alley Vipers. Then, here he is with 4 Cobra BATs. And here he is with 4 of the Target exclusive Python Patrol Cobra Bats. And now, next to 4 of the Target exclusive Python Patrol Vipers. Cool figure, but I'm still kind of burned that I missed the original Target exclusive Viper. I would have loved to have got 4 of those guys, but at this point, even 1 would be nice. He's one of only 2 G.I. Joe figure variations I don't have. Here's the Crimson Guard, next to 3 of the Cobra Viper officers from the Armor Builder 3-pack. And here's the last Cobra Armor Builder that I have. Here he is, with 6 of the Cobra Vipers from the Armor Builder 3-pack. Here he is, next to some recent Cobra releases. Then, with some earlier Cobra releases. And now, with some recent Joe releases. Here's my entire collection of Cobra figures. I believe I have all of them, except for the light blue Cobra Commander, the original Target exclusive Viper, and then Serpentor. But I do have a pre-order in for him, so I will get him eventually. If there's any Cobra figures beyond those that are missing, drop me a line in the comments below. I believe I'm caught up besides those couple. And here are all the Joe figures that I have. I believe I'm fully caught up on them, each and every single variation. There's a couple new Target exclusive ones that haven't hit my area, but I'll get them soon. Here's the Crimson Guard, next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Copperhead. He's a great fill-in for Serpentor until I get mine. Now let's check him out. Next to some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you'll know designs you can mix him with. Since he's a Hasbro figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and work way larger. But first, let's check him out with some of his Hasbro brothers. Here he is, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. Then, with some Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary figures. And here he is, next to a Lime from the Kitchen. Then, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And here he is, with some Makefix figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collected figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here, standing with some NECA figures. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And now, with some McFarlane toys. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. And finally, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures. Overall, it's a very nice figure. First of all, I love army building. Second of all, he has kind of an officer's nicer outfit. That's your insignia, little sash on his shoulder. I like pretty much everything about this figure, except I'm not really feeling the helmet. It looks a little bit weird. I love that he can stow every single one of his accessories, hold them onto his body, holster them all away. His articulation is everything you'd expect from a Hasbro G.I. Joe figure. Sculpt and paint job are excellent. If I had to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a solid 8 out of 10. It's a very nice figure, great addition to the Cobra team, and a great army builder. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.